How's it going? It's Marshall. Doing a broadcast for you on Sunday night. Just like usual. What's happening? Thanks for tuning in. I'm Marshall. And I already said that already. But yeah. Welcome to my channel. I do a lot of live streams on this channel. Mostly either talking about synthesizers, music related technology, and really long studio sessions sometimes. I think I have several that go a couple of hours even. So if you're into that kind of thing, please hit the subscribe button. Appreciate you coming around. So yeah, so tonight I've been working on a full album for the last few months, and I have a couple of tracks that still need a little bit of work. And I'm going to work on one of them tonight. It's called Late Night Explosion. This is actually, I think I did a video on this because I utilized the TR-09 from Roland for some percussion, etc. So I'll put a card to that if you want to check out that video. I think I explained more about how the track is set up, etc. So if you're interested, check that out. But basically, it needs some work still. I need to do some adjustments with the mix a little bit. Specifically, the kick and the bass are giving me some fits, so I'm gonna try and work on that, and then a little bit of the mastering. I can't really master with the cans on. I need to use the studio monitors, but we'll see what I can do with it. So yeah, any questions or comments, please leave them obviously where they go. And thanks again for tuning in. Alright, so let me kill the tune in the background. Go from there. Alright, cool. So I am using Ableton Live, as you can see right there. Now, I need to adjust something here. Oh shit, and you know what? You cannot see the top of that, the screen capture is cutting that off, so let me fix that real quick. Cowbunga, dude. There we go. That'll work. So let me just play what I have right now for everybody, and then I'll go into my shit and fix it. So this is live, so if you join the chat, please leave any questions or comments in there, and I will answer them if possible. Alright, so here we go. So basically this top row is the whole song all in one shot, and then down here each I guess scene, is that what you call these? Yeah, each scene is a different section of the track that can loop around. Oh, that's not coming to you guys, so hold on. Let me change all this around. And then to make sure I don't blow your ears off, I'm going to bring this way down here. Yeah. And come up a little bit. See, that kick drum it's got some issues right now. And you know what I'm missing is reason. I was like, I'm missing some sounds here, and that's why. And I've got the wrong shot up here too. This is the one I want. Yeah, the DeepMind 12. I'll be doing some stuff on that here pretty soon. I haven't played with it in a while because the Mini Moog D is here. But I want to do a little bit of sound design on that, so maybe I'll do a live stream for that. And then the JD800 I have over here, I haven't touched either in a while, so it might be fun to play with that. And then another cool thing I kind of want to do is, I don't know if anybody has like weird shit that they buy, but This is something that's really cool if you're into like chiptune, and I may do a whole video specifically on chiptune eventually, but this right here is a MIDI NES. Oh, I'm hitting the camera. It's backwards, so it's like hard to get it right. Anyway, this is a modified Nintendo cartridge with a MIDI input. So, and the way this works is you throw this in an old NES and hook this up to your audio or your MIDI interface, and you can program the Nintendo chip and do some chiptune. And I think it's got 4 tracks and some PCM samples in there and stuff. I actually have used this already before in a song, but it's been a few years, and it might be a good time to break it out and make a video about it and do some cool shit. So anyway, let me know if you want to hear about that. Also, any kind of cool random instruments or things that you have that are kind of neat. You know, it'd be neat to hear about some of that shit. So let me know. All right, so Reason is loaded up finally. So let's try this again. There we go. That's more what I'm wanting to hear. I could probably turn this up a little bit here. So the kick drum's just a little flat to me. It needs a little more punch. Down just a tiny bit there. Oh, that's I'm supposed to go here. Oh, I missed that one. Good old live recordings. That's better. liked it. So, and like that open hi-hat and some of the closed hi-hats, etc., those are all from the TR-09, which I love that thing. Oops, missed it. Fuck. All right. Anyways, so, yeah, what I want to try and do, and I don't know how well I'm going to do this in the headphones here, but I need to adjust that kick because it's kind of flat and it's getting washed out from the bass. And normally, if you just do some side chaining, that'll work. But I think what mostly I have going on here is I've actually layered kicks. I've got 2 kicks here, and this one is from kick 2, and this one is from the TR-09. So if we just like solo this one, right, and then solo this one. Maybe, oops, and I'm doing the wrong one. Let's go here. Maybe if I clip that something like this to make it kind of a, it's hard to tell in the headphones if that's coming through clear enough. The punchiness on the kick is what I'm trying to adjust here. So CowFood's in the chat. What's up, man? Hey, so you want me to cut the some highs on the let's do. Oops, that's wrong. This one. Like maybe roll some of those highs off a little bit like that. Let me know how this sounds. I mean, I can't tell in the freaking headphones. So. I think it already sounds better. I don't know when you tuned in here, CowFood, but before it was kind of a mess. I think it sounds a little more balanced now. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, CowFood's saying it sounds good to him. And I'll have to check this out when I jump off the stream here in a little while. So, I'm thinking that's good. Let me save this and do save live set. So, you know, I was watching, there's another producer slash YouTube guy that I watch. His name's Bo Beats. And it's funny because it looks like it says Bob Eats, but it's Bo Beats. Anyway, he's from Sweden, I believe. And he did a video today talking about some of his workflow and his mastering chain. One thing that he kind of left out, in my opinion, was using a reference track along with a loudness meter to get your overall loudness. And, you know, for him, it may not be a big deal because it seems like he just kind of produces individual tracks, not really looking to put together any kind of set of songs to release, like an EP or anything. You know, so I mentioned to him, you know, also if someone's wanting to do any kind of mastering, probably a good idea, use a reference tune. And that basically is you take a song that you like, but that you're trying to kind of emulate in terms of overall sound, and play side by side your tune with that tune to get a good reference, because our studios here, most of the time, like as a home studio person, you know, they're not sound treated. It's not really super professional in here in terms of the acoustics. So I think having a reference tune is a good idea because it gives you an idea of what it sounds like through your monitors in your room. And if you match the dynamics, I think it gives you a good approximation of what your tune should sound like. So, and then obviously a loudness meter is good to match levels between multiple tracks if you're trying to do a release like that. So anyway, in my track, and I'll go back to this. Oh, and CowFood is asking if the track is comboed with something else. And actually, yeah, CowFood, so you probably missed it at the very beginning. There's two kicks that I'm layering in here. So there's this kick here, which is sampled from the TR-09, and then this kick, which is from the Kick 2 plugin. And basically, I wanted to kind of layer these a little bit. And so that's kind of, and I'll just go through this here. Let me see if I can do a solo. Oh shit, you know what? This did this capture the freaking hi-hats too? It sure did. I'm gonna have to resample that from the TR-09 because it's also got hi-hats in there. Whoops, that's my bad. The TR-09 hi-hats should be in here. So I'm gonna have to resample that, and I'll do that at a later time. So yeah, that may be why I have some weirdness going on here. Anyway, that's both of them without hi-hats playing. Yeah, and CowFood. So the roll-off, that just needs to be sampled again because this should be kicks only. I had independently sampled these already, which you can tell the dynamics are much better. Yeah. So I don't know. I think it sounds good, these two, and I think that I've got the good balance here, and I'll have to listen to them on the studio monitors a little later. But that was bugging me when I was, I'm almost done with this release. So I've been listening to everything like several times, back to back to back kind of thing, and see how everything sounds together. And that was one of the things that was bothering me. Is this particular song initially, the kick was not quite gelling like I wanted it to. So, but yeah. So talking about the mastering again, let me just kind of show you. So I use iZotope's Ozone a lot. I use Ozone 7. And I've been using Ozone since like 4. So initially my signal path is going to look something like this. Anyone who's got any suggestions, if I'm doing something wrong, let me know. This is just kind of how I've been doing things lately. So anyway, I'll do brick walls on the high pass and low pass for each end. So you cut the super lows and super highs just initially coming in. And then what do I have here? So this is harmonic exciter. This is really subtle. And in other versions of iZotope's Ozone, this particular portion, the exciter, is a little bit more drastic. So in 7 though, it's a lot more tame. So I do a little bit of boosting in the kind of mid to high ranges here, maybe in these areas. Don't really touch the low end on this usually. And then we've got the multiband compressor, which is a freaking godsend. I love multiband compression. And in here I will set in some tracks I will actually boost. So here we go. So like in this one, I boosted again here, kind of in the high range, or the it's kind of more highs than mids. But this the cool thing about this plugin is while you're playing the song, and if you hit this learn, it's gonna screw it up right now because I'm just doing bass and percussion. But if we unsolo all this stuff, it will kind of find where these cross sections should be, and sometimes this is why I might give a little extra boost here. But actually I think the best thing is that with multiband compression you can kind of gel the track together a little bit better, and it just kind of tames the song, I guess. I don't know how to explain it, but it really helps kind of solidify what you're doing, if that makes any freaking sense. And then I've got a stereo imager. And this, I try not to go too crazy again, because the way I utilize Ableton, I actually do independent left-right stereo tracks a lot of times for things. And if you get too wide, then you've got some weird phase cancellation going on. If you play on a mono system, you're fucked. Like you'll lose, like you don't have anything really going in the middle. So, and again, this kind of has the same feature here. We can do some learning and then make some adjustments here. And then what do we have here? Oh, so this is, I need to buy this. This is a plugin I found out about recently watching another YouTube guy. I can't remember his name now, otherwise I'd give him the credit here. But basically, this is something very new that I just started doing like within the last 2 months or so. Is before you get to your main limiting, you throw something like this in here, and this kind of boosts the signal gain without distortion. So like right now I have this set to clip. I guess you can use it as a limiter if you want. But basically this takes some of the stress off of your main limiting so that it's not having to work so hard. And this has been really nice. And this is pretty cheap. It's like 35 bucks. I need to buy it. Right now I've just got the trial, I think. But there's some other ones. There's like K-Clip is another one that I've heard about. I haven't used that one. But I heard really good things about Event Horizon, so I'm going to pick this up from Stillwell. So anyone interested. So yeah, I tossed that in there to give a little bit of pre-boost before the main limiter. And so now, like if I play the track, you know, I'm not having to smash that limiter to get the level that I want out of it, which is nice. And you really just see it engaging kind of more on the kick right now. But the other cool thing is, then I will use my loudness meter. This is also an isotope plugin called Insight. Now, I think if you buy the Ozone Advanced, this comes with this, which is what I have. I have the Ozone 7 Advanced bundle, and that allows me to not only use this, but each one of these devices I can pull out individually in Ozone. Normally, it's just like one suite that you just kind of throw onto the master channel and you drop in the modules that you want to use, which is fine, and I use that sometimes too, but for whatever reason in this track I did these individually, which is fine. It doesn't really matter, I guess. So anyway, with this, there's industry standards for broadcast television, different regions of the world, etc. This works really good if you're somebody who's working in TV or radio and you need to have your your projects to be compliant with whatever standards are in your region. This is perfect for that. There's all these presets that you can use. Right now I'm just using a loudness tracking, and for me I'm not really working any specific standard, but you can see here there's all these different presets that you can set up in here and use those. So like let's see, so audio analysis, there was one in here for like loudness metering with history graph USA. So this would be like, oops, did it pick it? Oh yeah, no, that's it. So yeah, so your target is going to be minus 24, and I'm like way over that. Oh yeah, CowFood in the chat makes a good point. If you're mastering your song by yourself, which is what I tend to do, definitely limiting is a necessity, I would say, to be able to hit the loudness that you want to get. But if you're not, you want to not use limiting. And I'm going to say that again. Do not use limiting if you're sending your shit to be mastered by a professional somewhere, because you're going to give the guy no headroom to do any work. So do not limit on your master output if you intend to have somebody professionally master the song. That's good advice. I forgot to mention that. So anyways, yeah, so this is, I love Insight, and this works really good if you're doing multi-track releases like I am working on right now as an 8-track release that's going to come out soon, hopefully. So yeah, so this'll track loudness. You can see here I'm pushing 5.8, 5.9 with peaking around minus 3.7. I think that you're like, this gets into a whole topic about loudness and the loudness wars that have been ongoing. You know, my feeling is like, I don't know. I like my shit loud, but not like I'm not like, if you I've listened to other stuff produced by other people and it's way louder than my stuff. Okay, and I don't know. Maybe that's fine for a single or something, but I think you're supposed to keep things around minus 10. CowFood, do you know anything about that? I don't know shit about that. I'm just saying, like, kind of like what I've heard through the grapevine. I think if you're gonna throw this on a CD or vinyl or something, you definitely probably don't want to go this loud. But for like a digital release, you're probably okay going above minus 10. Yeah, so CowFood confirmed. Yeah, it's -10. So anyway, this is how you monitor all that. A plugin like this. There's other ones too. I think Waves has one. But the Insight one's really nice because it'll track over time, and you can manually set this. Like if I wanted to set that to 5 or 2 or whatever, you know, you can manually set this number in here. And I'll just set it back to -10. Yeah. So yeah, so that's cool shit. That's kind of my mastering chain. It's not really anything special. Sometimes I'll throw, in Isotope they have a dynamic EQ, which is nice because with one of those, and let me see if I can find it, pull it up here. No, that's not it. Isotope. So, and this was something that was new. I think they came out with this in like Ozone 6 Advanced or something like that. Now I think that it's more of a, I think it comes with the standard version now. But basically what you do with this is you can set a limit here, and then with your threshold you can adjust kind of where the EQ will engage. Now obviously I've tossed this on at the end of the chain and it's not going to work, but you can see that's kind of how that works. And it's, I tend to use this more if I'm cutting rather than adding on the EQ side. I would do, you know, if I had something kind of weird going on in the high end or mid to high end, I would come here and I would cut a little bit and then I would adjust my threshold. And that's kind of how that works. So it's kind of a nice tool. And again, I tend to add that right after or right before the limiting. So in this track, I didn't use it for whatever reason. Delete. Yeah. So that's it. That's what I've been working on here. I think what I need to do then is just jump off and see how that all sounds on the monitors in the studio. Make sure the mix sounds good overall. And this one's really close to being done. So there's one other one that I need to fix, and it's called Refusal, and it's an old song that I did a while back, but actually that's a Pro Tools track, so that was even before I started using Ableton. And that one, it sounds good. Like I did a lot of work on the mix for that one, but it needs some adjustments for the low end once again. And this all kind of harkens back to getting the subwoofer for the studio. Being able to hear that low end has really helped me to hear how shitty sometimes my stuff has sounded in the super low end, and hopefully it'll help me get cleaner mixes. So far, I think it's doing really good for me, and that's something for that other track that initially, when I first listened to it again with the subwoofer in here, it was like, man, that doesn't sound good, you know? But you can't tell, you know? And again, so that's another plus for getting a subwoofer in here. So that's one thing I need to do, and hopefully I can get that done this week, or we'll see. And that's it. These are the last two tracks. Once these are done, this will go off to get printed and pushed out to all the digital outlets that are available. So yeah, any tips or tricks on mastering you guys have, leave them in the comments. That'd be great. CowFood, what do you want to talk about, man? You want to talk about anything? Do you hear about Elektron coming out with those MKII versions of their shit, like the Octatrack and the Rhythm? Is that how you say that? Rhythm, MKII. That was the MK, or the Rhythm, the drum machine. I'm just gonna call it the Elektron drum machine because I don't know how to say that. Rhythm, RTYM or RYTM, whatever it is. Anyway, I almost bought one of those not too long ago, and I'm super glad I didn't, because I would have been pissed if they just released the MK2s. The interface on them looks updated and it looks better to me. Like the little round gray, when I go like this, the little gray round buttons and stuff on those, I kind of didn't like. It looked kind of shitty. But the Elektron stuff has always sounded really good from what I can tell. I've never owned any of their stuff, but like the shit I've seen online from people using them sound really good. That Bo Beats guy, he's got several of those cool things to check out. So he's a good channel to watch if you're into that. But yeah, so the MK2 stuff is looking nice. Looks like some updates to some of the firmware and really just kind of an overhaul on the front end, like, you know, the face of the unit. So yeah. Yep, so yeah, CowFood's like, yes, cosmetic upgrades. Oh, so you pre-ordered a Digitakt? When is it? When are you supposed to get that? Because I want to hear what you think about it when you get it. That's another one that's pretty cool. It's basically a drum machine, but digital, right? It's all digital. It's not hybrid like the Rhythm. Two weeks out. Cool, man. Yeah. I've watched a couple of videos on that one, and that's a cool one too. Yeah, so in terms of synth news, I don't know of anything else going on other than that. The MK2 versions of the Elektron stuff coming out, I think in September. Looks like September is going to be the time when everyone's coming out with their new shit. Roland's SEO2, the Behringer D, which I pre-ordered both of those. So that'll be fun to get those in and just kind of mess around. There was I did see a new demo of the SEO2 on Facebook, and I think it was a Roland guy. I don't know if it was somebody that worked there. It was kind of like a nonchalant, didn't look like an official Roland type thing, but I'm sure he had permission to put that out there. And it does not sound like a Model D at all. And this is the cool thing about the Roland is it's not saying it's a Model D because it ain't one. It don't even sound like one. It's not even trying to. So it's just a mono voice synth with a what do you call it? Sequencer. Oh, the Dreadbox ABYSS. Okay. Did you see? So Sonic Stages did a video on the ABYSS, I think, and with Gaz Williams, and that thing sounds. It's definitely got its own sound. It sounds really cool. I don't know if it would fit super well in my workflow, but it definitely has its own thing about it. So, and CowFood, you do a lot of ambient stuff. So, I mean, is that something that you would be cool, like trying to get as one of those ABYSSes as well? Or do you have any of the other Dreadbox synths? I was waiting on the time delay. So he has the NYX and the ABYSS. Cool. Are you going to get an ABYSS then? How much are those? Let me see. Let me do a quick search. Dreadbox. Oh, 1,200 in its pre-order. This is on the Musician's Friend, which I never shop here, but yeah, that's crazy. That's kind of a lot. I mean, it is polyphonic though. I think it's a 4-voice polysynth, which is cool. And from what I saw in the Sonic State review, is pretty much your controls are here, and then kind of effects are here, and then on the back or somewhere on here, I think on the maybe on the back panel. Where is this? You've got some dip switches here that you can adjust. And I love how it has the plus thing, but it doesn't let you zoom in on nothing. Stupid website. Anyway, so there's some adjustments that you can make using the dip switches, and I don't know all the details, but it looks like that can change some of the functionality on the front panel here. Go back to that. So yeah, no, that's cool. It is a little expensive, but again, it's 4-voice poly, so I mean, yeah, it doesn't sound too bad. And it's got its own, it's definitely got its own deal going on. So yeah, I'm gonna probably jump off here, there, CowFood. If you have anything else you want to chat about, speak your words in the chat right now. Right, yeah. All right, cool. Well, I think I'm going to wrap it up then. CowFood's done. I'm done. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. I do videos on Sunday evenings, usually kind of late in the United States, usually around 10, 11 o'clock Mountain Time because I am in Denver. Otherwise, just comment below any questions. Send me a message, anything you'd like. I've helped several people with technical issues. I like the technical Roland guy helping people with their TB03s and TR09s and stuff. So I have no problem. If you have technical questions, I'll try and help if I can as well. But sometimes I can't help and I have to say, go talk to the manufacturer. But yeah, anyway, so have a good night, folks, and I will see you guys next week. Peace out.